the show goes on. That's a little bit fiasco for everybody. So I was in my office too early this morning, and I like music a lot, so Olive and I, if you ever come to our office, there's always music going on. So Lupe Fiasco came on, and that's a great song. I do appreciate that. But I was listening to the lyrics, and so I want to do a little spoken word for you right now, if that's okay? All right? So, just kidding, but I will read the lyrics. So, here we go. So, no matter what you've been through, no matter what you're into, no matter what you see when you look outside your window, he says do. Brown grass or green grass, picket fence or barbed wire, never ever put them down, just lift your arms higher. Raise them till your arms tired, let them know you're there, that you're struggling and surviving, that you're gonna persevere. Yeah, ain't nobody leaving, nobody going home. Even if they turn the lights out, the show is going on. Just think about that. So before I get into what we've been doing, I just want to say how amazing Yay is, because we have some new people, especially Evening Weekend Class of 2013 representing up there all together. It's lovely. We'll clap for them later. They haven't done anything yet. So I'm really impressed with what we do, because it's not just one thing. So business is FaceTime for everything. And I just get so amazed at the kids that we have in the middle school program and the high school program. They're from all over the place. They all look different. Some are short, some are tall. That's what I'm talking about. They all have different ideas. They all go to different schools. And they're all one when you come here. So I love this day. Just looking around, I already took pictures of you all. It'll be on Facebook in like 13 minutes. But this is a great group. So just look around you. I mean, this is an amazing family right here. So Yay spreads so deep. And I'm just so blessed to be in this program. So thank you for allowing me to talk. Now I'm going to get into the serious stuff. So high school has had a busy year. Like Jen said, we re-upped through the college tour. So we went to 6 campuses in 2 days. It was pretty quick. For those of you that were on the college tour, I don't know if you're still tired. I am. That was April 9th. I'm still tired from that. So it's 2 days, 6 campuses. We're going to do another college tour next year. I think that's very important in a college-going program. We're trying to enrich kids about college, and whoever he is, thank you. You're right there. So Frank has been working diligently on this combination of one of his undergrad classes and then the Yay seniors. So they will be doing a capstone experience today in about an hour. And they're going through an 8-year business simulation, working with an undergrad who is a CEO. So has anybody in here run an 8-year business simulation before? Any adults? Yeah, good. So there's 17 and 18-year-olds that have, just so you know. So they're coming. They will be our bosses, so get ready for that. So seniors were awesome this year. Juniors did SAT prep last semester, and then this semester they did a whole bunch of things. I'd like to thank Deborah Dabb for helping out with that program, and Alexia Thompson for helping out. They did a great job with the juniors and the seniors. But they did resumes, they did personal statements, they worked on, or they didn't do personal statements, they did cover letters, they looked up scholarships, they looked up schools and how much it costs to attend a university, a whole bunch of budgeting stuff, which is really important for life. Then the sophomores did business plans, and so they'll be doing a whole bunch of business plan competitions in, again, about 10 minutes, or as soon as I stop talking, all of us talk, and then we'll get done. So they do business plans, so every student did an individual business plan. We have at least 32 businesses that will be being presented in just about 15 minutes across the hall. So that's exciting for the sophomores. And then the freshmen last semester worked with a company called The Granary, which is a bakery based in the Monterey Peninsula. So they helped them with expansion models. And then this year we're happy to have Nick Tiaja here somewhere, right up there, from the Oakland Zoo. So they've been working with the Oakland Zoo on an expansion project. And so they're going to be in the Wells Fargo room, and they'll be talking about how to help the Oakland Zoo. And so those are real cases, giving real recommendations to real people. So Nick is real. He's not a robot or something. He's a real person, real executive at the Oakland Zoo. So that's very exciting. So that's what's going to happen today. I want you to pay close attention now to what I say, because I'm going to tell you where you're going after this. So if you are a freshman or a freshman parent, y'all listening? Good. So you'll go to Wells Fargo room, that's across the hall, and then up 2 floors. So the Wells Fargo room. So that's where the freshmen are going. We'll get to the sophomores later. So juniors, you can work on your presentation for a little bit. The junior parents can follow Jennifer Bevington down to senior hall. So you can just find Jennifer, she'll raise her hand and find her and just follow her. You'll be going down to senior hall, which is just below the Haas School of Business. And then the seniors can also work on your presentations. You'll be presenting at 10:30 back in here. The juniors will present in senior hall at 10:30. So you can head down there if you want to. We'll present at 10:30 in senior hall. Seniors will be presenting here at 10:30. So you can work on your presentations for a little bit. And some of you will be helping judge the middle school presentation. So you can stay here if you've already talked to Olive about that. Now the sophomores.
Yeah, hi. My name is Nick Tiaja with the Oakland Zoo. And if you'll allow me, I should just say a quick comment before we start. Judging one, you can go ahead.
Okay, cool. Hi, I'm Jim Davis. I'm a Haas grad in 1987, and I'm a partner at Deloitte Consulting in San Francisco.
Good morning. My name is Tony Brecky. I work at a company called Dodge & Cox in San Francisco. Basically, I analyze companies to invest in. I graduated from Haas, my MBA in 2003. I was a Yale mentor for both years while I was at Haas. I had a great experience working with kids like yourselves, and decided to get back involved a few years ago, and I'm on the board of the Yale program. So excited to be here this morning. Looking forward to hearing what you guys have to say about the Oakland Zoo.
Hi everyone, I'm Doug Overman. I'm Deputy Director of the Parks Conservancy, which is based in San Francisco, and we're a conservation and environmental nonprofit organization. And I'm also a Haas grad from 2002, and I was a Yale mentor when I was here, so I'm getting some nostalgia today.
Good morning, my name is Steve Kane, and I'm currently the president of the Oakland Zoo Board of Trustees that's known as the East Bay Zoological Society. I wasn't smart enough to get into Cal, so I had to go to an Ivy League school for undergraduate. But I'm really interested in what you folks have to say. Thank you much.
Well, before we start, I just want to say thank you, really, to all of you, and certainly thank you to the judges for being here. How many of you have been to the zoo? Parents, guardians, friends, others? So everybody's got a thought and opinion, I'm sure, which is great.
I don't like it. It's close 4 o'clock right now.
Oh, it closes at 4 o'clock. That's right.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to get the ball started. So how this format is going to be, every group's going to have 10 minutes to talk and 5 minutes of question and answer from the judges. We're going to start with, the first group will come up. Mentors, please introduce yourself, major, year, whatnot, and then we'll have your kids present. So the first group that's going to present today will be toxic detainers. So can we have that group come up, please?
I'm Steven, I'm a third-year business major, and it was great working with these kids.
I'm Angela, I'm a sophomore, I'm double majoring in local economy and environmental economics and minoring in French, and I just want to say it was a pleasure working with them, teaching them, and of course learning from them as well. It's a great year.
Hi, I'm Bronte. I'm a first year molecular and cell biology major, and it's been a really fun year.
And Bronte was a Yale student, just so everybody knows. She's a graduate of the Yale program attending UC Berkeley right now. Give all the members a round of applause.
Tiaja. I'm Isaiah.
I'm Christina.
I'm David.
The goals of the expansion are educating the visitors about the importance of nature and the environment, promoting values of conservationism, and motivating visitors to help the environment. Nature deficit disorder is when people don't get enough time outside. They stay inside, they turn on the computer, they watch TV, go on Facebook, and they become depressed, and they're not going to be around and they lose much. How the Oakland Zoo can help is by providing a safe and fun place for people to explore the outdoors and learn more about the environment and their animals. We had surveys given to us to show our friends at University School how to fill out to help us with our cases. And we put one question on our PowerPoint, which is, tell us something you like to do that makes you feel connected to nature / outdoors and animals. And we have answers varying from my mom makes me do this little compost bin to going on hikes in national parks or jogging through open spaces, and hopefully through the Oakland Zoo expansion we can help everybody have something they like about the outdoors.
So one of the major problems with the zoo right now are the signs. As you can see in this sign of an otter, the signs seem to be blending in with the rock, and the information doesn't seem to be too big enough. As you see here in this photo, no one seems to be really noticing the signs, while everyone is looking at the alligator in the background. We believe that signs should be more larger, more attractive with more striking colors, and that info should be on the back and front of the signs so visitors can interact with it. So to make signs more appealing to kids, we believe that fun facts should be appearing in larger words, and a funny picture or video should be relating to the animal. Volunteers should stand near the exhibit so they can pass out candy to anyone who can recite a fact.
There will be 3 major modes of transportation. There will be a gondola, there will be a shuttle ride, which is like a bus that you usually see at the airport, and there will be a hike up a trail. So for the gondola, it will be approximately 7 minutes. And during that time, we plan to, as a group, we plan to heighten the visitor's experience. So not only would we be explaining to them during the gondola ride about California's wildlife, but also the development California's made. Here you can see a picture, which is the difference between urban and rural areas, which is a site where the zoo will be. So for the shuttle bus, possessing a couple shuttle buses would be ideal because you'll have people who are afraid of heights. An idea is on the shuttle bus you can have a chart or a graph on the bottom or on the top of the bus that shows the development that California's made during the past 5-10 years to motivate people. So during the hike, this would be important because you got those people who are like, yeah, extreme, let's do this. So the hike it'll attract more people because people like to take walks, and it'll be a physical connection made. People usually have to be inspired to help. I don't know about you guys, but I usually don't just wake up one morning and say, all right, I'm going to start a $2 billion business. I have to be usually inspired to do something. So having the visitors do an activity that makes them feel like they're actually making a difference would be paramount. It would be a good way for the visitors to realize that nature is just as deserving as a clean and healthy environment as they are. And here's another picture of the difference between urban and rural areas.
Alright, so games have the ability to get people involved. And when you get people involved, you open a huge window of opportunity for the visitor to learn something. So and fun activities draw the visitor back. Some activities such as animal triggers. So maybe this is perfectly gondola ride. So basically, they would either hear or read, can you guess what animal X is? And then they get the next clue. They enjoy floating in the water on their backs. Now, not a lot of people know what this is. The goal of the game is to find the animal with the least amount of clues before anyone else. So, next question. They use rocks as tools to crack open muscles. Anyone? Oh. What was so hard on that? Yeah, keep going. And, clue number 4. Clue number 4 would be something that the kids can relate to. So they see this. Oh yeah, I know what that is. I ate that yesterday. You know, summer day, ice cream, water. We got that. And another one would be a scavenger hunt. Basically, you know, traditional kids search throughout the park, trying to answer a specific question. Questions such as, what is an elephant's favorite food? Now, say Jimmy would get this question and he'd go to the elephant exhibit and he'd read, like, using Oscar's sign idea, where the words are bigger and they can find what they're looking for. He'd find that, hey, it's tree bark or leaves. So, you know, just a fun way to get kids involved and make them want to come back. Yeah. The Wheel of Animals, kind of like a Wheel of Fortune type game. So basically, a person would come up and spin the arrow and say the arrow lands on the horse, right? So then they'd hear a fun fact about the horse, like, did you know that you can tell how old a horse is by counting its teeth? Now, I thought that was crazy. I wanted to try it, but my family has a lack of horses. So, basically, the way this works is a horse gets his teeth by the time it's 5 years old. All right, so after that, practically useless. After that, just gets longer. So, yeah. Slide number 5. Yeah, this is one of my more favorite ideas. Basically, this is an example of one of the many different simulations that you guys can use. So, and basically a mechanical arm would simulate the strength of a baby bear, adolescent bear, and adult grizzly bear. And basically people would, you know, try to beat it. And I'm not saying that you guys have to do this. What I'm saying is that these simulations will put you in league with San Diego Zoo, right? And simulations allow your visitors to experience firsthand these simulations.
So in order to get the message of conservation out to people, we believe that the zoo should do things to make people reflect upon their actions and reconsider them. So one way to do this would be to create posters that show things such as statistics to let people visualize and think about what their actions are doing to the environment. Here is an example of a poster that the zoo can use. As you can see, it shows a graph that shows the rate of extinction throughout the years. And what they could do is point out the drastic growth and highlight the future, for example, 2040, and ask people what would happen if we continued our actions like this. And another way to get people to conserve would be to create videos. And one example of these videos would be cartoons to appeal to children, and they could show the current states of our environment. For example, Happy Feet is a very kid-friendly, adorable, and engaging movie with themes of pro-conservation.
In summary, we mentioned many ideas about the expansion of the Oakland Zoo project. Here are some of the following ideas that we touched into. So, there were some current issues with the zoo, particularly not enough emphasis on the signs. We had some suggestions for the transportation to the new expansion area. We suggested making gondola, well, there was already a gondola ride. We suggested having a shuttle bus and a nature hike. and we suggested making it more educational so that we can emphasize education throughout the zoo. We also wanted to expand on the learning center, as Isaiah mentioned, interaction with fun games to help kids learn a lot. And lastly, we wanted to expand on the concept of conservation of the zoo. Visual elements can help emphasize the importance of conservation, and we listed many examples of how we could use visual elements to help the audience. Thank you for listening to our presentation. Are there any questions?
First of all, this is outstanding. Do you have any idea how you could make all of these age appropriate? Because what might be appropriate for a 4-year-old would be different than an 8-year-old or a 10-year-old or a 14-year-old. Well, the games, almost everything here would be age appropriate in terms of educational matters.
So basically, different games would suit different ages, right? So little Jim is gonna go try out arm wrestlers, right? Yeah. So but basically you just gotta divide it up. People pick and choose. Everyone has a different taste.
I have a question about the location of the zoo and this opportunity to expand into kind of an undeveloped area. And in some of those pictures really highlighted this open space and its proximity to a really dense urban area. Did you guys consider how that proximity offers some real lessons in terms of conservation? And how would you use that open space to highlight that contrast?
So, yeah, I think it's all right. So, what we really want to do is we want people to feel the difference between urban and rural communities, so they can, think, oh, well, back in the city, there's all this pollution, you got smog, and all that bad stuff, and then you get out, to the zoo up there in the mountains, the air is clear. You get this feeling like, wow, nature is a gem. I don't want this to be wasted because of pollution.
It was interesting you guys started out with a survey. I'm curious as to how you incorporated the results of that survey in some of your suggestions and solutions for the zoo.
Well, the survey it really told you how many people really wanted to be entertained rather than educated. So what we tried to do was combine the two. So they have fun and learn at the same time. That's what we learned from the survey.
First of all, a great job. I have a question for this, like age appropriate. What do you think? I know you were focused on kids. What do you think might appeal in the new park to adults who don't have kids?
Well, an idea comes to mind about the nature hike. Taking a hike up a trail, it's relaxing. And usually I know for most people who don't have kids or they want kids, the games and activities for them to watch the kids and all around, make them happy. So there's really just a lot of opportunities. And this isn't just the end, this is just the beginning. We'll have more and more ideas for the zoo as it's expanding. And it'll be great.
Yeah, likewise, great, fantastic job in presentation. You had a lot of great ideas and suggestions of activities and games. Was there any one that you all agreed on? Was there any one that you all said, yeah, that would be really fun?
Yeah, I like Saturday runs. She was really smart, so she likes animal trivia, right? We all played our own suits, so it's between those two as far as me and Christina. But as far as everyone else, everyone likes different things. So we tended to drift more towards the annual trivia and scavenger hunt, whereas other people might like, wrestling a grizzly bear, but I'd like to keep my hands.
Great job. Thank you. Really good job.
one comment before the other team, the next team comes up. I should have mentioned actually at the outset, for those who may not be as familiar, what we're doing at the zoo, so you have it in context of what all the teams are presenting. So the zoo currently is expanding up the hill for those who've been there. When you're in the main parking lot of the zoo and you look up the hill, this new project is called the California Trail Exhibit. That is going to be about 56 acres going up on top of the hill. About 20 of those acres is going to be exhibit space where we're focused on California native animals for our local backyard species. So the zoo today is exotic. You've got the African elephants, you've got the tropical rainforest, you've got the shoulder. So our focus here is on what do we do in our local backyard, in our state. There are a lot of issues, a lot of concerns. How do we start to get everybody, not just kids, but young and old, to think about important concepts that you heard in this first presentation, I'm sure we'll hear throughout the others. This is a space that has not been built yet. So the zoo is currently in the architectural design phase. So the goal here for the students was to, as you sort of got a sense, you, the students, are the designers. You are the architects. You are thinking about the messages that this project should offer. And so that's the backdrop with what you're going to hear is as the zoo engages further in our design process, that these ideas fold very nicely into what we're going to be doing. So nothing's been built yet. We're right at that point where we're looking for ideas and feedback. And so that's where we're at. Any questions to help, or is that helpful in the process? Go ahead.
Hello. These guys have put in a lot of time to work with the freshmen, and they've done an amazing job. The freshmen looked amazing today. Like, I'm sorry I'm using amazing so much, but that's what it was. First, I'm going to bring over Nick, who's from the Oakland Zoo. He's going to talk a little bit about what the prize for the first place is. So, would you like to come?
Thank you.
There we go. First, I just want to really thank Alicia and Lucas. They have been phenomenal in making this program run really well. So thank you for that. My name is Nick Tiaja. I represent the Oakland Zoo here, and also a Haas MBA 2001 alum. And while I wasn't part of the A program back in my time here at Haas, it has been just an incredible experience, and hopefully we'll be able to come back in some other capacity. Just to set the context for those who weren't part of the freshman program. So the Oakland Zoo is expanding about 60 acres. It hasn't happened yet, but we're in the design process of expanding. So for those of you who've been to the zoo, if you come to the main parking lot and you look up at the top of the hill, that's where the new project is going to be. It's called the California Trail Exhibit. It's about 18 acres of exhibits, and it covers really California native animals. So the grizzly bear, the black bear, jaguars, mountain lions, California condors, etc. The purpose for this case study was to have the students be designers, architects, interpretive designers, to really help us think through, as we're going through the design process, what messages, environmental messages, conservation messages should be and how we deliver them. And as I said in the room up there, we pay a lot of high-priced consultants to come in and do this for us. And what we saw today was absolutely amazing. It really blew us all away as judges. And so really thankful to have this opportunity. We were scribbling notes down, and one of the things that I'm going to offer to all of the teams, and we'll figure out how to make it happen logistically, we want you to come and present to the Board of Trustees at the zoo. We want you to come and present to the architects and designers. Because your ideas were real, your ideas were from the heart, your ideas were based on your experience, your ideas were based on the research that a lot of you did, and so really just phenomenal. So in terms of the winning team, well, let me just say we did announce the second place team in the classroom. If I can just have them stand up, the team was Gummy Bears. So Gummy Bears should stand up. It's no fun. I mean, really, as judges, we had a hard time, and really we looked at everything from the PowerPoint presentation to the content, to the creativity, to the written materials, to how they responded to questions, one of the toughest things. So I'm going to give you the name of the team and then read off all of the members of that team, and if you can have them, if you can all come down. What the prize for that team is going to be is a 1-year family membership to the zoo, and we hope if you're already a member of the zoo, then we'll extend it a year. So the winning team, Toxic DK. That winning team, Oscar Tran, Tiaja Harris, Kamara Herron, Christina Tran, David Zeng, and Isaiah Dolson. Some of the team members are obviously missing, but when you go ahead and hand this to you, thank you so much for everything you've done. Really, again, we would love it if it was a 5-way tie, but we want you and we want as many of the members of the other team. We will coordinate with Lucas and Alicia, and we will find a way to get you out to the zoo so that